bit shy. Recording in progress. Okay, hello and welcome. This is the final week in June. This is Pilates. Our method of Pilates is targeted at those niggles before they turn to nasties. When we deliver Pilates, I'm pretty sure that Joseph Pilates would have evolved his method by now as we all start to learn new things. There was a knocking in the room. That was really, Mother, can you hear me? Okay, so what I'd like to do is just a little bit of standard mobility and a reminder about the pelvic floor. Then we're going to get onto the floor and we're going to smash through as many of the original repertoire as we can manage. Okay, so today, weirdly, wide stance. Wide stance, toes forward. So think and feel the outside edges of your feet. And then I want you to pull up through the inner thigh. So I want you to lift up through those arches, squeeze up through the inner thigh and feel that brace in through your center. So what will happen as you lift and pull up through your center, you'll notice your bottom will tuck a little. You'll feel long, you'll feel tall, you'll be lifting out of your collarbone, your shoulders will be melting down the backside of your body, and you will be standing warrior style. Relax your toes. Okay, and the reason I'm going to do this, I'm going to get you to press off the right side and push into that right toe so you're shifting weight into your left. Now lift up further, higher out of your left. What you'll feel is the psoas and your hip flexors all starting to go, oh, hello, good morning. Okay, let's switch sides. So push out the big toe, lengthen, go nice and tall. Lovely, shoulders back and down, we're nice and square on. Okay, we're going to switch back, left side, press out of the right toe, feel all your balances, check through your left and lift the right off the floor. Shoulders back and down, let's send out our arms. Lovely, hold that there, hold that there. Hold that there. So this is us just cueing in the balance. That leg that's lifted is coming forward to me. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. We're looking at Nick. The whole thing's collapsed. Oh, dearie me, Pat Taylor. Okay, so we're still balancing. The leg is still pointing forward. Don't fiddle. Don't fiddle. Oh dear. Okay, we're still balancing. We're still balancing. Okay, so from there, we just simply put the foot down. Got it? Okay, stand wide again. Toes forward, lift up through the arches. Think about the inner thigh engaging. Everything is tucked. Your butt is tucked. We're braced through the center. We switch in, pushing out of the left toe. Nice and tall. So stack up strong on your right side. Lift. So take that lift. So you're already in your power stance. As you hold into that position, we're not twisting, we're still facing forward, arms out. Okay, so we stay there and we hold, we're strengthening, we're engaging those core muscles. It's a big old shock to the system. The nervous system's going, oh, hello, good morning, happy Monday, everyone. And then we take this leg, we bring it forward to me. Okay, we send it forward. We're holding in. Inner thigh, connect, squeezing and lengthening through that front leg, squeezing through the knee. We hold, we hold, we hold. Smile. It's Monday. We've got that. Foot comes down. Oh, well done. Good morning. Okay, little hip circles, one direction. Lovely. Hip circles the other direction. So quite quickly, your core muscles have gone, oh, hello. That regulation of breath is starting to come on as the body is prepping itself beautifully for this session. The last thing I want us to do before we come down onto the floor is a simple process. Take the fingers to the back of the head, gently press the head forward and gently resist. So push your head into your fingers, fingers into your head. Release arms. Take your hands to the front of your forehead, same thing. So jut your head forward. So we're pushing into the back of your hands. And at the same time, the hands will resist. This is just about awakening, strengthening and stabilizing through cervical spine. So we're thinking about neck into skull, nice and strong. And also a bit of stability is starting to come on through your shoulders. Got that? Happy. Well done. Relax, release. We're coming straight down onto the floor, and as usual, Helen style, we are going to kneel down. Going to kneel down, kneel, kneel, and then sit bum onto our heels. Boom, boom, boom. Got it? Part one. Lovely. Come up, curl toes under heels, sit to back. Part two. So this is just a little bit of a mobility, just about stretching out the foot, thinking about those arches of the feet as well. Lovely. Okay, bring your hands to the floor. Bring yourself into a position where your knees are directly under your hips and your wrists are directly under your shoulders, and we circle. Okay. So we're just simply allowing the body to draw 360 degrees clockwise, then anti-clockwise. And we do this just for that wrist mobility to get going, because in a second we're going to incorporate pumping and a hollowing. So chin to chest, look up through your back. So your eye gaze is towards your inner thighs, and we circle again, 360. One more time. Settle, drop the chest, lift the chin, lift the tail. So we're back into that sexy cow pose, lovely jubbly, and circle again. Each time, this should feel different. So keeping your tail high, waking up your fingers. Well done. Okay, and release. We're going to whip over onto our back, so we're going to kick off in our list with the 100. So just let's go through a little bit of a refresher here. So you're probably going to have to just adjust slightly, Pat, that camera. Okay, so from here, heels to bottom, think about laying your shoulder blades flat before we do anything. So think about it. Now, I know, because I'm quite strong in the chest muscles, I have a tendency to go short and tight in the front of the chest. So what I'm avoiding for me, and my palms down, I need my palms up. I need my shoulders to relax and release by pinching the shoulder blades together, just trying to get my shoulder blades as flat as possible on the mat. Okay, part one. Okay, the next thing, let's do this together. Knuckles down, back of palms up. I simply want you to tuck your chin to your chest and roll into a curl, and then release back down again. So just a really small movement. So variations of the 100 coming up. Keeping your arms close to the side seams of your body as we lift and we lower, and we lift and we lower. Now, how do we do that with breath? Breathing out as you lift, breathing in as you lower. If that means you have to slow the movement down, then crack on. And the reason you breathe out as you lift, we're emptying out the lungs. So we get more of a forward flexion, but we're still thinking about the upper back rather than just caving into the center, keeping the chest nice and open as we lift. We're emptying out the lungs, and we're inflating the lungs, lateral thoracic breath, as we lower. This time we come up and we stay up. So your palms are facing upwards, and we're just going to gently pat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You keep going. If your neck gets tired, a little glance over your right, over your left if you want to. To increase the intensity, take the power out of your feet. So your feet are now starting to float. If you prefer, you can come up into tabletop and we can continue. Now, I've worn my lot in the studio this morning. Just a bit of wind moving, so just be careful because you don't upset the builders. Okay, so we're here, we're contracted, and we're still working through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I opted out of rotating my palms. You can if you wish to. This is simply around keeping my chest open and that contraction through my center. Last 10 to go. Well done. Well done. Take a breath. Exhale. And then from there, we slowly release down. Take your arms overhead and just gently stretch. Okay, so what happens next is let's get some mobility into the pelvis and to the spine. Your left leg extends nice and long. Think about equal and balance through your body. When you're ready, right leg comes up into half tabletop. Right leg is going to point towards the ceiling in half. Right leg point to the ceiling. Flex through the heel. Okay. Right. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to draw some little circles. Now in a minute you can make this bigger, but we're going to start smaller and build into this. Okie doke. And then we make it as big as you like. Well done. And when you're ready, switch direction. Nice and big. Lovely. So what you might experience is the muscles that are connected and attached to the pelvis. So you might feel that your quads, the big muscle in the front of your thigh, is going all the way low this morning. Okay, good job. Release, relax. Give yourself a moment, and then we switch sides. Okay, so right leg long. When you're ready, left leg towards the ceiling. If you can, you flex the heel. And we start just dialing small circles to begin with. Start big, go bigger. Sorry, start small, go big, then go bigger. And the idea is just about lubrication into the pelvis. You'll feel the attachments at the back of the knee. Maybe a bit of clicking and clunking. Well done. And all of this starts to stimulate and train those core muscles. When you're ready, you switch direction. Ooh, always more of a challenge on the up phase, hey? Nice and big. Okay, 2 more. And then release. Okay, so I'm just going to move my belt out the way. We're going to roll like a ball now. Barbara, I know you didn't used to like this. Here we get on. Let's start with a balancing phase. So breathing is so underrated. Bear with me. With rolling like a ball, it's just moving and breathing and talking. It's just okay. The idea here is that we try and get each of the vertebrae to make contact with the floor first, reverse it and come back into a balance at the top, okay? So we roll back, roll up. Now what you might notice that your middle back or your lumbar doesn't really like it so much. So give yourself a bit of time. Slowly roll, trust the body. So less of a flat back. See it more like a roll, a wave, a laying down of your spine. And on the top part of the face, excellent. And on the top part of the face, see if you can float those feet. So no touchy, we roll back, we roll up, we hold. Lovely. Roll back, roll up, and hold. Roll up. Ta-da! I've done that for a while. I surprised myself. Ta-da! Got it? How are we doing? Nice, isn't it? Also feels very childish. Okay, right. Okay, give yourself a moment. Right, so well done, team. You're like, oh my God. From the original repertoire, we're going to come back to one leg circle. I lie. A one leg stretch. So one leg stretch it's taken on many forms over the years. Even though it's one exercise, can you hear my breathlessness? It's really hard. Oh. One thing you learn is to calm the breath. So bear with me. Okay. So I've got my left knee into chest. I'm hugging it tight. In fact, I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on my left shin. But my right heel is floating. So this is a good thing. I'm going to switch that out a minute. So hold on to the right, hold on to the right shin, and just lengthen through the left. Let it float. Okay, now we're going to switch back to the first. Okay, part one. Here we are. We are going to release the left leg, so the left leg is in half tabletop. Then we're going to just move out and in. So a variation of single leg stretch. Out and in. Out and not far, because remember the right leg is floating just for a moment. Then we switch. So bring your right into tabletop. Left extends long. And the right is going to come out and in just a little bit, Now, you choose how you want your arms to look like, or whether you want your head down. Bring both knees into chest, give yourself a moment. Okay, left foot on the floor, right leg out and in, and out and in. Let's pump that for another 8 repetitions. Think about that squeeze through the buttocks, and now take all your attention into the inner thigh, the arch of the foot of the moving leg, and making sure we're pulling that into the midline of your body. Got it? Okay, well done. Foot down, switch sides. Left shin, left leg into half tabletop. Same thing, I'm going to pump forward and back and forward and back. Okay. Think about the arch, think about the inner thigh. I will just change it a little bit because you really focus on the center, the midline of your body as you focus through the arch of the foot and the inner thigh. Okay. Okay, foot down. Okay. When you're ready, one leg then the other up into tabletop. Right leg only comes out and in. Out and in. Now, if you want to, you can add in the upper body. So we go out and in, but right hand touches left ankle. Personally, I'd rather just hold that position and just focus on my inner thigh in that pumping action, rather than adding that rotation yet. When you're ready, switch sides. Out and in, and out and in. Lovely. 2 more. Last time. And then release. Okay. Bring yourself up into a seated position. I can't breathe, talk, move, drink. It's all too much. Okay. Sat up, feet wide. Okay. Just move back a little bit. Okay. What I'd like us to do is to work through sore. Okay. If I just go through a bit of detail here. So firstly, with sore, what I'm looking for is a spinal rotation and spine twist. So we'll combine a couple of movements. The first thing I want you to do is just hold on to the underside of your thigh and just rock your legs, open your hips a little bit. Partly because right now your pelvic floor goes into contract mode intuitively, instinctively. So you might just feel that you're a little bit tight around the hamstrings. Okay, so if you feel like you're nice and relaxed, all I'm looking for is the waist upwards to do the movement. If you can, just close your eyes and connect with where you feel your sit bones, so the proper bottom of your bone structure in your pelvis. I want you to feel that. So you're aware of the right and the left, and it helps if your eyes are closed because you can really tune in to your senses. Okay, now just before we start the movement, I want you just to shift your weight a little bit and see how that feels on those sit bones. Because what I need you to do is keep stillness there. So what does it look like to start adding a rotation, so twisting the body to the left and to the right without changing that sensation in your undercarriage? So what you might find is you can't move much at all. And that's exactly where I want you to be. So this is when we start to, so this is when I go off Pilates piste, because I feel that you need to breathe into this and hold those positions. So as small and as subtle as this feels, I know that if I rotate to my right side, I can feel tension build on the left. So I'm going to hold it on the right until I've let go on the left. And I'm going to repeat. So nothing is shifting in my pelvis at all. But weirdly, as I turn to my left, I don't feel the tension come on as tightly on the right. And I know I carry a lot of tension on the left. Okay, let's go to the right side again. Pushing right hand, left hand into the floor. Lengthen through your spiral, rotate again, but try and keep the weight transference equal on sit bones, right and left. Rotate towards your left side, push your fingers into the ground. It just really helps you again, so that gets sensory feedback. Okay, so what is now starting to happen is a build up of tension in your hip flexors. To hold you in this upright position is quite a lot on the body. So we're going to just roll forward. So it's a chin to chest, collapse into this pelvic space here. I'm not asking you to lean, I'm asking you to roll down. So roll down part one. So your same sensation on your sit bones is continued. You're not shifting your weight yet. And now slide your hands forward and let your hands land somewhere in front of you. How does that feel? You may feel restrictions. You may want to opt into long breath. And by holding this, you will increase that stretch and that range. I'm just going to watch you for a second and sip hot drink. Yeah. Okay, sit up. Okay, relax off your legs for a second. So now we're going to add in saw. So saw is a combination of spinal twist and forward and lateral flexion. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to rotate to the left hand towards the right baby toe. Rise up, rotate, right hand to left baby toe. So here's a tip. Breathe out as you start to fold. Inhale to rise. Breathe out as you start to fold. Inhale to rise. Notice how improvements are coming on here. Notice any changes. Maybe it's becoming easier as you rotate and you saw. Lovely. Good job. Last one to the left, last one to the right. And when you're ready, grab a sip of water. So whilst you're grabbing yourself a quick drink, I'm just going to switch positions. You're going to watch me for a moment. So from here, we're going to come into one leg kick. So because we've just spent quite a bit of time in that forward flexion, now we need to look at extension. So flexing the body forward into that frontal plane. Now we're thinking about what's going on the backside. And we're going to simplify it by coming into one leg kick. So nothing fancy here. So what I'm looking for, firstly, part one is bringing the feet together as close as possible, relaxing the feet, pushing the chest away from the ground as you support that position. Many of us find this quite challenging. And what we tend to do is grip the bum cheeks for dear life. And what we need to do is just relax into that stretch. So if this is enough, that's fine. If this is enough, then it's an area that we need to address a bit more. Okay, and all I'm looking for to start with, let's not showboat or anything. I'm just looking for right leg and then left leg to kick towards the bottom. So what you might notice is a couple of clicks. Things are going, oh, hello. You're getting a beautiful stretch at the front of the quads, the front of the thigh. What tends to happen is we start to sink into the position. So we need to lift the chest, really push away from the ground with your arms. And then to make this a little bit more with choreography, we can look at a heel strike and then a stretch of the feet. Heel strike, stretch of the feet. Because this is a progressive move. Lovely jubbly. I have no idea what the time is either. 25 to lovely. Oh, smashing through the exercises, lovely team. Okay, now relax your upper body and put your forehead down onto the back of your hands just for a moment. I like to, when I'm in this position, just rock my hips side to side. This is so that when I go on holiday, I can think about, because I won't lie on my stomach ever, because my back plays up too much. So these are all little movements to be able to lie on your tummy and read your book. Okay, there was a time I could do this for hours. Okay, right, so bear with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is increase that whole body work. So from here, it's hands to the side of your ribs, push up with the hands, let the hands do all the work, push back, come forward, lie down. Now notice my hands did not move, they did not leave the floor. So my hands are really close to my ribs as I use my arms to push up, push back, come forward, lower down. Push up, push back, come forward, lower down. Okay, why? If you're starting to feel comfortable with this, slide your hands further down your body. Push up, sit back, come forward, lower down. Yeah, so the magic bingo rings, they're coming in. On the lowering phase, there's your chest. So we're doing lots of upper body strengthening here as we perform this move. Give me 4 more, and then we'll kneel up. Well done. On your last one, sit back in child's pose. Enjoy that stretch. Give yourself a moment to breathe and just feel and enjoy that elongation of your spine, stretching of your back. Lovely. Okay, so on Pat's list, there's 2 exercises which both crack me up. One's called shoulder bridge with a bicycle, and then the other one is extended alternate legs. I really don't know if we can do this anymore, team. Okay, so just bear with, grab a drink, have some fun with this. Okay, so first things first, we're going to think about what we can do with our arms to try and get the hips to stay nice and high. So the other thing is, on this rug, you get the fibers in your eyes. Don't you ever get, like, I got proper itchy eyes here on this wool rug. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is to use my hands to get my fingers right the way under my pelvis. So my hands are now cradling for my hips. Now, I find that's really quite hard. I really do. I always have been. Once I feel like my hands are in place, my body to just hold into position. You might get a bit of crampage, team, so bear with. From here, tiptoes, how does that feel? Can you still do it? Is your weight being cradled in your hands? So this bit on its own is tough. So it's almost asking you to come into extension, and we often in Pilates don't really like extension, but I find that we're just missing the trick here with our capability. Right, so whether you're up on your tiptoes or not, you're still holding this position, you're up on your shoulder blades, your hamstrings are doing the work, the inner thighs are doing the work, the arches of your feet where the lift is from. Now your left side, your left leg is going to come up and to the ceiling, and then it's going to tap down, repeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So lift, stretch, bend, down. So what's happening is gravity's starting to work against us. So we want to keep the hips high. It's a struggle to keep your hands into position. So keep them there and just work on that left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove your hands, pop your back down, give yourself a minute. How was that, team? Hideous? To give yourself a bit of a release, what you can do is just pop your knees into your chest. Okay, we're not done. We've only done one side. Right, feet down, same thing. So I'm going to lift the hips. Use your hands to cradle your hip and pelvis. If you need to do a little bit of choreography, a bit of dancing to go into position, that's fine. Really wedge yourself in. And then when you're ready, lift, stretch, lift down. Lift, stretch, lift down. Woo! I would instruct breathing here, but there's an irony to that. I have to be able to breathe to instruct the breathing, so bear with. Give me 3 more, please. It's too much. No, I'm fine, honestly. Right, lie down. Just give yourself a minute. It's just that lying flat thing is too much. Right, okay. Breathe in is just overrated, quite frankly. How did that feel? Was that all right? We okay? They're like, bloody hell, she's back. You can tell when she has time off after the session. Okay, lovely. Just a favour, turn on your side to me. Come down onto our elbows. Okay. It's quite fancy, this one. So bear with me. Right, what's the rules? Shoulder away from ear, because we don't want anything impinging. So there's always a nice, lovely, strong position of your spine. Okay, so this is position 1. Position 2 is, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, there you go. Okay, so we're in clam. So modified clam. What's interesting for me here is this tendency to want to sink. So we've got lovely alignment. nose, center of the sternum, belly button into the center of the pubic bone, part 1. Part 2, we're now lifting, can you see? So we've got feet off the ground, the knees are going to do the work. Now, I want my weight to stay still. I don't want to shift anything, so I've put my top hand into the mat in front of me. Okay, legs are still lifted, so both feet are up in the air. Now, if you want to, you can extend your arm. When you do that, I always feel like there's a further lift in through the chest. Lovely. So we're opening and closing, modified clam, okay? And here's the change. We'll pop the arm down. We're going to extend. So the bottom leg is still lifted, right? We're going to extend that top leg. Weight into front fingers, circle. 8, 7, crikey. 3, 2, and switch direction. 8, 7, nice and lifted. 3, 2, knees down, ankles down. Then instead of going flat, I want you to push your shoulders up towards the sky. So we're kind of going, oh, stretch out your lats here. Okay. Now we lie down, little fetal position as you softly weep. Rest and anchor your head into that lovely crook of your arm. Okay, top leg goes straight. Now we're going to shift the alignment of the pelvis. So I want you to stretch that leg as far as you can down your mat, and it will create some space in your hip joint. Again, I don't know if it's me, it's probably me, but I can feel cramp and spasms in my back as I stretch out like this. Okay, what I'm doing now is resetting my spine. So I've gone back into neutral, my leg is floating, and I'm going to circle, 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 keep going. One direction, as many as possible. Lovely, lovely. Try and relax your neck where possible. Switch direction. That's not so bad, right? 7, 6, 5, 4. Ow, ow, hold. Okay, so now we're going to stretch down again, see if you can touch the floor. Your hips are going to come out of alignment. Big old stretch here, create that space. Bring your knees together, push up, switch sides. Oh, and to answer your question that you're thinking and not sharing is we're nearly done. Okay, so same thing. We are looking to draw the ear away from your shoulder, come up into that lovely position, nice and strong, and when you're ready, the feet come off the ground, right? Got it? Okay, lift and lower. Now, this is a great one post-hip surgery, by the way. It's bold, it's brave, both feet are coming off the ground. We're opening and closing in clam. We're stern aligned, so your weight is centered through one spot on your mat. If you feel you're rocking a little bit, just keep your weight forward by popping your fingertips into the mat of your top hand. Lovely. Whew. Lovely, nice and strong. Up and hold. Bottom leg stays where it is. Top leg extends. Now we circle. Oh, there it is. Woo! 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Don't lose your height. Switch direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. When you're ready, bring your knees down and push your body weight away from the mat. So your head is close to the mat. Enjoy that stretch. I've taken my top arm and putting my top forearm down on the mat to increase that twist. Before I go long, or before I go down. Okay, anchored head onto, or cradled head into my little triangle crook of my arms. Top leg goes long. Top leg super mega stretches. So I'm coming out of alignment. My hips are no longer stacked, stretching forward as far as I can to create space. There you go. The space in your hip socket. Enjoy that and breathe. Reset it so your hips are now stacked and your top leg is floating, and we circle. Here we go, my loves. Whew. Now we add in 8, 7, 6, 5. Now, ironically, there's no irony to any of this. Switch direction. We started the day one leg standing, remember? Then we quickly went onto our backs and we did one leg circle. So all of this is about that hip lubrication, hip alignment, really working around the sacroiliac joint. So all of this stuff is good stuff. Hold, stretch leg, create that space again. Hopefully it's a bit longer, a bit more space. You feel a bit more stretched out now. Well done. And then from there, we roll onto our backs. Whew. Well done, team. Now, Annie, bear with. Hold on to left foot. So do what you have to do, because I know this is what you would normally do. Like that. There you go. Do that. So hold on to that left foot and then work on getting your whole of your back onto the floor. That's where we're going. We're slowly bringing the back onto the floor. Okey-doke. And release. Is all coming together, right? And the same thing. Hold on to your right leg in any fashion. You're holding on to the right foot if you can. And then work on getting that whole of the back onto the floor. You'll always notice the imbalances, which we're constantly working on to correct. Now, options. You can put the soles of both feet together and allow the knees to drop out. Okay, you can do that. You can hold on to one or both legs. I'm going for double as I come into happy baby stretch. I'm using my fingers, so like my index and middle fingers, and I'm hooking around my big toes, gently rocking side to side, just so I can release a little bit more around my kidneys. And if you want to, you can look to straighten your legs. So these are all options for you. And if you find that holding on with your fingers is not enough, take your hands either to above your knees or onto your calves and just use that stretch to go bigger. Rotate, press your heels to the ceiling, straighten off your legs, toes down towards the ground. Well done. Okay, feet down when you're ready. Both knees to one side. Look in the opposite direction. Try and keep your knees stacked to increase that stretch in your back. Come up, come over. Other side. So bring those knees down together to one side. Look in the opposite direction. Well done. When you are done, hold on to one knee. Actually, I'm going to give you options. You can either lie down now, or you can sit and do a relaxation. I'm going to offer, me personally, I'm going to do the sit. First, I need just a little thumbs up that we're all okay and I haven't killed you off. Right, good, good, good. Just checking. You never know. Right. So I still massively believe in the power of breath work and relaxation. And we can only control what we can control, right, team? Okay. So when you're ready, let's just start with some breath work. And when I talk about breath work, calming your breath, slowing the rate of your breath. That's where we start. When we do that, we put some skill into it. See if we can allow that breath out to be longer than the breath in. What does that feel like? What does that look like? Do you notice the breath is high in your chest? Are you feeling or seeing the movement of your chest? Or is that breath lower down, more into your abdomen? How does that feel in connection to your back? Keep working on the slowest breath out. And as we start to breathe out, and the reason why this, I know I feel like I talk about it all the time, it's so important to de-stress, even when you think you're not stressed. There is a fine line. So it is important to spend time out, put yourself on that naughty step and give yourself that time out, just a few minutes where intuitively you need to calm that breath, calm the nervous system, which as we age, we tend to spend more time in. You need to really rein that in and give yourself that time out to breathe, slow rate of breathing, and activate where we nourish. So when we are in this slow state, this state of calm, we are working on fixing what needs fixing in the body. And when you're here, and this is when I think, you know, the micro holidays are just such a win. So with your eyes closed, visualize yourself. You can be anywhere. It's your holiday, and we're only going to be here for a minute. For me, it's always near water. There's always a sunset or a sunrise. And I can hear that sigh in my breath as I can feel like I'm melting any stresses away to bring myself into this great place. I'm thinking about warm air and then cool shadows, where even though I'm enjoying the sunshine, I'm equally grateful to be in the shade, to listen to the sounds of the leaves in the trees, the sounds of water, and always a distant rumbling and movement of life as it goes on around me as I stay steady in my own calm. And then in my mind's eye, to capture this moment. And then when I feel like I've topped up all my thoughts and memories, I'm ready to pack up and come home away from my micro holiday, where I feel I'm rewarded, relaxed, settled, focused, and on track to take the day. So with that said, we now start to activate joints, roll wrists, activate the back, Bring yourself into a seated position when you're ready. Take your time though, there's no rush. And join me, a little bit of neck mobility. Let me take a big breath in, a big fat sigh out. Take a big breath in, arms out wide. Big stretch, squeeze your shoulder blades. Let's come up into a high V. Bring your hands into your heart space. Boom. Now, from me to you, well done. Thank you. You're awesome. And give yourselves a round of applause or a pat on the back. Well done. Okay, so if you had a